The girlies are going celibate. The girlies are fed up. They're over the shit. We saw recently with the man versus bear argument. It's like political lesbianism in a way.
I will refuse to hear an opinion from a bitch whose eyebrows ashy as fuck.
We're learning something today, okay? The 4B movement. 4B, or 4 No's, is a gender-critical, radical feminist movement. It first emerged during the South Korean gender wars during the mid to late 2010s.
So basically, they're going on a sex strike because we voted Trump.
We? Who's we? There is no we.
Yeah, 4B movement has increased outside of South Korea after the re-election of Donald Trump. It's a
No
new
sex with men, no giving birth, no dating men, and no marrying men.
Yep, that is 4B in a nutshell.
With all the 20 middle-aged women going on strike, this is really rough for us.
The 4B movement is growing, and who better to talk about it than this person here? Your boyfriend voted for Trump? Dump him. The 4B movement unpacked. Khadija Mbowe.
You butchered that shit so hard.
Khadija Mbowe.
It's fine. It's fine. This woman says dump your Trump boyfriends. So we're gonna find out what she means.
Shaved
November
head
happened,
and a nose ring.
And the fucking white eyebrows too. Like, you notice? Like, those are
I didn't even, she got a line of cocaine on her.
So remember, the 5th of November happened, and now
Ain't no way she said that.
The girlies are going celibate. So let's talk about it.
The girlies are going voluntarily celibate, guys.
Her lips
The girlies
are fucking reflecting.
Well, isn't that how lip gloss works?
How much?
I don't know.
She oiled up her lips for the video.
Oil up, little bro.
She actually fucking like dunked that shit in a pot of oil.
That was an oversimplification,
Okay.
but
Good for them.
we all know Tuesday
Okay, well, I kind of
happened,
agree with you.
Trump won, and as
Xena,
a
shut
result, everybody is terrified of a lot of things. If you are an immigrant, if you are a part of the Ligabigga Ticket Committee,
If you're part of the ligament.
part of the Ligabigga Ticket Committee, if you
Committee?
are...
Committee? Did she call it a
I
committee?
think she was trying to say the LGBTQ, but like said
Yeah.
it.
Well, no, she said it like a joke. It's like those fucking leftist essayists.
I do genuinely feel like whoever made the name for LGBTQ actually is just trying to invent a new keyboard layout.
You know, if you're in a minority group, you're a little concerned, a little bit. Not just because of the way he talks and all that stuff, but because if you know about Project 2025, you're like, girl, excuse me?
You don't have to believe him when he says it, but Trump has said himself that he doesn't
I
support
mean, there is
Project
another thing that just
2025.
came out. It's like the fucking America First Committee or something. It's like something else that he's doing, like a pact that he's got.
The
If
girlies.
you care about the
I just
education
stream music
system
for you.
and just America, you know.
You know,
A lot of the girlies are, you know, kind of playing the blame.
the girlies.
The
And everyone's
girlies,
tossing
man.
around. And something interesting that the exit
on,
polls are
guys.
showing is that
Shit.
Trump gained a bit more traction with young men this go round compared to
No,
2020.
no.
I mean, that's what the statistics show.
Chad, I'm not that drunk to get political.
You know, these young men don't exist in a vacuum. They are out here every day, and some of them might be
And,
sleeping next to you. Ooh,
What
dark
is
thought,
that?
right?
Damn.
She's like trying to make you worried.
I've had a Donald Trump
man.
fascist next to me this entire time.
You gonna be sleeping next to a Trump voter? What? But here's the thing. Some of the ladies said, not me. Now, the 4B movement has been gaining a bit more traction on Le TikTok. Last night, I was like, I want to do a video about this.
The way you know if a movement is really going hard is if it's popular on TikTok.
Honestly, yeah. Like, you know, it's on Wikipedia now. It's
Insert
on...
all those clips of them having like meltdowns in their car and
I went to my Googles, and there were so many articles already coming out about it. So
I went to my Googles. This isn't,
check my Googles.
this isn't manufactured consent at all. This isn't like just some random thing that came out of nowhere.
I know she just Googled 4B on Google.
Well, no, I mean, like, there was probably articles coming up from somewhere. I mean, if you want to be
Of
voluntary
course there
celibate, that's
is.
fine.
Reporters will actually report anything nowadays.
So the 4B movement is a movement from South Korea that kind of gained its traction in 2016. You could say somewhat inspired by the Me.
Oh, I wonder why.
And it's basically a movement about swearing off men. The girlies are saying they're doing without heterosexual sex.
The girlies!
Am I a girly now?
We're all the girlies. I don't know.
This is like a fucking Rick and Morty episode where they dump the sex robots.
What was that article? It's like they're gonna be, women are gonna be fucking robots.
Women in
next month.
2025 are
Dude,
going to be
it's
sleeping
literally
with
happening!
Dating men, heterosexual marriage, and childbirth, possession.
What about heterosexual robot sex? Are they gonna swave that off?
Sorry, girlies. I'm dating ChatGPT.
Sorry, girlies. I'm an incel now. I'm on r/nice girls.
If you want to treat our bodies like the main priority and goal is that they can only have sex, be sexed, and give birth, then we're going to remove all of those options from you on the table. Let's see how you like it, in so many words.
Who cares?
Well, not to mention, do they genuinely believe that Trump supporters view them as fuckbots?
I mean, some do, but you know.
You have to be on Reddit way too long to
I'm
believe
not on Reddit. Like,
this.
no, like, there's people like Nick Fuentes or whatever the fuck who, like, think that kind of, like, single-minded way. There's some people who think that way, right?
So they genuinely think that people see them that way.
I think they probably think all of them, but I don't think all of them. I think it's more extreme ones think that, because there are extreme ones who do think that. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's all of
I
them.
mean, you can always argue that on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
but-
always
Yeah, I know
there's
that.
hardcore communists, there's hardcore Nazis,
exactly.
there's
It's
hardcore
painting broad
everything.
strokes.
Like, the
Communism.
general public, like, of people, nobody thinks that.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. And I don't think all people who voted
What
for
the
Trump
fuck?
think that either, but, you know. Because, like, some people who voted Trump, they didn't even really care about what Trump is. They just liked him as a person, right? And, like, they didn't really care about the policy. They just heard about him on Joe Rogan. That's, like, sort of what's showing up in, like, the things. And also
Yeah,
Kamala
that's
was, like, a bad
retarded.
candidate.
A lot of people do that with Kamala. A lot of people do that with every president.
Yeah,
dog.
exactly.
Korea has, for the first time, a higher death rate than birth rate. So
I think, isn't that, like, a trend amongst Japan and other places, too, though? Now it's at, like, 6.
Yeah, that.
It's just staying stagnant. And then there's, like, what is it? There's, like, other countries and shit, but, yeah. Like, this is, like, a thing with Japan and other places, too.
might not be the only thing contributing to that, but listen.
There you go. At least she's saying that.
We have this movement that's slowly gaining traction over the last couple of years online in this part of the world. And then the election happens and the girlies are realizing
It's
The
only
girlies.
been fucking what? It's only been like 3 days or 5, or and then it's like 4B has come to America. Trump is destroying everything.
I feel like only chronically online women will be doing.
Exactly.
That's what I was talking
Like
about.
Twitter
the,
liberals.
You would have to be like
As-
addicted to
as-
Reddit to be doing this shit.
I could be dating men out here that would literally vote against my reproductive rights or not vote at all, as in not even care about my reproductive
Who says that they're explicitly voting for that?
child with me, to marry me or to date me or hook up, whatever.
Who says they're gonna do that after this?
I'm actually a part of the BBC movement.
Yeah, I work for BBC News, British Broadcasting Corporation. They're my favorite. She's just like under the impression that's like, oh, my boyfriend voted for Trump. That means he wants to like delete my autonomy to have an abortion. Which is like, that's not even like the complete reason why ever like some people voted for
Voted
Trump.
Trump, which means that he must think that I'm a breeding machine. Like, dog, what? I genuinely do feel like this is just terminally online stuff.
It is.
'Cause I really don't think they realize that politics ain't that deep.
Some of it is, but like, yeah,
It ain't that deep.
it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep when you get down to like the brass tacks, everything. Some of it can be deep.
I'm
Let's give
talking like
reasons.
about the politicians here. You really think they're given that much of a
I
so
mean,
they
there's
just,
like policymakers who want to enact a certain vision on the country and want to get the power to do that. That's part of what being a politician is, right? So it is
Well, no
money for some
shit.
of it. It is like money, but then it's like enacting your vision on things.
Lately, the girlies are fed up. They're over the shit. We saw recently with the man versus bear argument.
is this mysterious group known as the Girlies?
The girlies, they're a monolithic hive
what I-
mind. They're the same monolithic hive mind that brought you the 2022 blue wave, okay? She brought up the bear versus men argument. We saw with the bear versus men argument that a lot of people are fed up with men. That wasn't even a real fucking thing. That was just like some dumb dick talk argument, bro.
It was all these women going like, yeah, I'd rather date a bear.
This shit is not serious.
Do you think that this channel is like actually just a really well thought out satirical joke? You think it's like a meme?
I don't think so, cause like I've seen fucking like Ethan is online and fucking Nick is not green. They do the exact same shit, bro. I swear to you.
And I even came to some of their defense because I was like, I get it to the extent of like, if you're a young man watching these videos, it must be disheartening. It must feel shitty to be like, wow, everybody just think men suck.
Shit,
Well,
what,
yeah,
what the fuck are
okay,
you talking
part
about
of the-
here?
You
That
shit
might
talk
have been-
men just so much and then expect them to vote for
And I
you.
think honestly that might have been some of the issue with the Democratic Party. They're good on social issues, but there's some things where like they're just like, if you are a
They
white
just
cis
they're
male,
talking
it's your
so much
fault.
shit like, yeah, men are just ravenous to fuck
Like
me.
if
and
you
I'm
base
like,
it on identity
oh.
instead of like economic issues, like I feel like you're just missing the point, you know?
We're absolute Neanderthals. Please
not-
go fact check information. Get
Yeah.
your opinions based on actual, like, credible sources rather than
Don't.
fucking YouTubers watching.
We're just
dog
chatting the shit.
YouTube
We're not
videos.
actual political commentators.
We're
Okay.
shooting the shit. Okay?
Exactly. All right.
Dissertation, articulate, unpacking, and examination of patriarchy and misogyny. There's a whole spectrum
Get a job.
of language that
This is her job. She's yapping. This is her job. You're gonna put her down for her job of yapping? At least she's got yapping with a purpose. What are we doing?
This movement coming from Korea, being here, is not new. It's like political lesbianism in a way.
Political lesbianism. Orientation is a political and feminist choice and supports lesbianism as a positive replacement to heterosexuality for women as a part
There's
of
so many
sexism.
big words.
Saying that being a lesbian can be a political choice? Sure. Why not? Dude, I'm Trump gender, bro. I love big, strong men who can tell me I look very good.
Y'all talking shit?
Hey, Loc, we're here.
That's some stupid shit. What the
We're on
hell?
the
I give Korea a pass for damn sure because they got some shit with them too, but
Yeah.
people like turning down sex over a political opinion is the dumbest shit I've ever
It's like
heard.
if your boyfriend's
Oh my
voting for
God.
Trump, you should probably dump him and stop having sex.
This is some Reddit warrior shit.
This is like I respect your opinion, but it's wrong. Look at her
A
eyebrows.
woman without a
Loc.
man is a
Exactly. I've been looking at that as soon as I saw the video the first time. I was like, yo, what's it like? How the fuck is the eyebrows ashy? I'm gonna say this right now. I will refuse to hear an opinion from a bitch who eyebrows ashy as fuck. They're just talking about second wave feminists. You go talk about some second wave cocoa butter. What the fuck?
fish without a bicycle. We don't need them, girl. We never did. So what are we doing?
We never did. They never did.
They never needed us. Oh, I found it. Okay, you're gonna have to edit this into the video. This is literally the whole movement.
Y'all know I'm
Yeah, I
pansexual,
made it
so
better.
I date everywhere, and I can compare and
Except
contrast
for
some
men.
notes between.
She's pansexual. She's not dating men anymore. How is she pansexual?
Get away from my kitchen. Okay, my bad.
Is she still pansexual if she's not gonna date Trump voters? Is there gonna be a new sexuality called voter sexual where you're just like, I only vote for people who like
Fuck voting machines.
She's political sexual.
political lesbianism? That's what I am. I'm a political lesbian.
But he has
She's
different
acting like she
gender
has experience dating people.
She might.
Oh god.
She might.
This is definitely what a female is. You know, like the type of there's male incels who are on 4chan and think American Psycho is like the ideal man, and then on the women's side there's this.
Yeah, like she thinks she
I
probably
know,
thinks
right?
Noam Chomsky is the ideal political figure. Okay, let's be real.
Honestly, my opinion is like I would never trust anybody that would vote for P. Diddy's side bitch.
Kamala's got the Diddy vote. She's gonna win, guys.
different gender expression and identity versus how they were socialized, how that contributes. It's wild. But I have some.
I mean, that part is true. Like, just because you're
Bro.
trans doesn't mean you're gonna socialize like a trans person. That is kind of true.
Exactly.
Remember earlier in the year when we were blocking all those celebrities? Yeah. What happened with that? I understood the sentiment.
Okay, so KO, do you want to know the point of this brain rot she's talking about? Because I know what this is about. All her political takes are based on shit she saw on TikTok, so I know what she's talking about.
Take one look at her. I know.
There was a time where everybody on the pro-Palestine thing was like starting a movement to like block every celebrity on social media who didn't make a take about Israel-Palestine. And that was like a genuine thing that was going on at a point.
It sounds like everything this small corner of the internet
Exactly.
does is just like getting mad at people who just aren't even paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
She is trying so hard to look like she's important.
I thought it was a cool one. I thought it was maybe a little bit too focused on the celebrities and not as focused on like the power behind them and even the power behind politicians, the money behind it. But thought it was an interesting experiment. Thought it could be cool to see what happens with this.
Nothing happened. And like the proof of that is that KO doesn't know what the fuck that's about. Nothing happened. Even in
Like-
chronically online circles, it didn't make a dent though. Like I'm gonna be
Okay,
real.
Everyone was so ready to start blocking celebrities and running them off websites and commenting on everything that they post. Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 blah.
And nothing happened.
What ended up happening was celebrities just either stopped engaging online completely or just completely ignored it. And eventually it lost steam.
Yeah,
and
because
people
it was
stopped
like
caring.
it was like maybe 100 people.
There was
were
like
a part of
100
this.
ideologues, and then there was like a few thousands of people who were like, "Yeah, I f with that. Let's do that," and didn't do anything else.
TikTok political activism is the funniest thing.
It is, it is, it is, and I love like this is an example of it. I love seeing shit like this just pop up on my feed, bro. There's so many people on YouTube who will like prop up like shit like this, be like, "This is a serious political movement. We should be talking about this, guys. Can you believe this? Whoa, the girlies are actually becoming."
And then she
celibate now."
talked about how it's like a big deal because MSN made an article.
Yeah, like.
That's what I fear about this 4B movement. Even though I know that people are like,
Oh, she's worried about the 4B movement being the same thing as like that blocking campaign, that it's gonna go away. She's finally saying
right.
it. She's finally
She's
saying it. 6
right.
minutes in. Exactly.
Oh yeah, we're finally on the video's topic 6 minutes.
Like she was
later.
talking about like Man versus bear or something like, oh, those were genuine things, guys.
If all the yap.
I'm worried that 4B might fizzle out. The movement happened in America like 5 days ago. The fuck are you talking about? You're worried about it. Huh? Why the fuck are you making this video?
Because that was just celebrity gossip, whatever. This is like a domestic issue. This is people's lives. Yeah, but we forget about how reactionary a lot of us can be.
Yeah, she's being very reactionary right now.
Cut to that lady screaming and having a meltdown in her car.
And I'm like it too, you know, in the immediate, I'm ready to go. I'm like, let's fucking fight. And then if you don't have a plan, if you don't have like longevity to it, if you don't have ways to sustain something, it can't sustain itself. Eventually people get tired. People are just like, I'm politicaled out. And you can say it's a privilege to be tired.
Well, yeah,
and political.
you're talking about political feminism, political lesbianism and shit like that.
Yeah, she's talking about this like it's important. And to be fair, Kale, this video isn't totally intended for like the median voter. This video is kind of meant for people who are already in this chronically online pit. But it is still stupid regardless. I wonder if she's a pansexual for political reasons or if she's a pansexual based on her own.
He's reserved
Is she
like he's a
pansexualist?
Political pansexualist.
You might not think it's a privilege if you can't focus on that because you're busy with work and you're tired and you're stressed out and you're trying to make money. The other thing that I want to point out is that the issues for a lot of Americans, reproductive rights was on the ballot, yes, but so was the economy and so was immigration. And it seemed like a lot of
I've been making fun of her for being a retard this whole time, but she actually is making a very valid point. That's what we just said.
Yeah,
that's what we just said.
A valid point, but it only took her 7 minutes to finally get to make an actual point.
All I'm saying though is that there's still a brain in there.
Yeah.
There seems to actually still be a brain in there, so that's good. She's not.
Yeah.
She's. I credit where credit's due. She's actually making a point here.
Yeah.
Of people were more concerned about those two. We're prioritizing those two. And if money is your priority, if making sure that your money is right because the inflation is wild, you might care a little bit less about somebody in X part of the states not being able to have abortion rights or whatever. And are also dealing with the economy as a women's issue. That's a women's issue. It's an all of us issue. It's not just women. But you know what I mean? Like everybody.
Thank God she said that. I was about to hound her ass.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, oh, money being a women's issue? The fuck you mean, bitch?
It's the wage gap. It's the wage gap, guys. The wage gap is back.
As I sit here with my 10-year-old hand-me-down Samsung TV as a man.
As much as I would love to see a movement where the sisters are doing it for themselves and really sticking it to them, I think this has a good sentiment and frustration and steam behind it. But I think that there are things that we could learn from. That
I think most of this is just hype. If I'm gonna be real, I think most of this is just hype. I don't think it's gonna turn into
there's a whole bunch of hoopla
that aren't fictional, because I know a lot of people were pointing out that Lysistrata, that Greek comedy where the women decide to go on a sex strike to stop the men from going to war. There's a real example of women doing strikes and things and standing up for their things and getting their things. One of them is
I take it back. This ain't.
I'm sorry. I'll take it back. I'll take everything back I said about her. She really gonna try to say that men are gonna beef over some pussy.
There's obviously a history of women doing things to fight for their things.
Yeah. And I guess she's trying to like push this into there, even though it's only been 5 days since the election or something.
Men like things with things that are doing the things.
Guys, listen to the girlies. They're gonna be a huge voter block in 2026.
I'm pretty sure the reason why she brought this up is to like prove a point about how past women's movements and strikes and stuff have been effective.
Yeah, and she's just trying to make this.
But I'm trying to wonder what this has to do with abortion. I'm pretty sure the reason why she brought it up though is because
I think she's saying she's wondering if 4B is going to be that movement. I don't think she's completely.
I think she's trying to say that it's happened before.
Yeah, she's saying it's happened before, and she's either saying it will or won't. I don't think
she's trying to say that it's possible, but like she's concerned.
Yeah. And I mean that's not terrible, but still, it's like kind of dumb to be like.
She's making a point.
The girlies are upset.
She's making a point.
She is making a point.
Really, this video's been this video's been a pain to sit through, but I mean, she is making a point.
They had women leaders from different sides of the political spectrum, people that were a bit more anarchist, people that were a bit more centrist, people that were a bit.
That's not gonna happen with this 4B shit.
What is something that you can do for reproductive rights?
I wouldn't have even made this a video. I would have waited like a few months to see how this thing panned out. I wouldn't have made this video now after the trend just came out. Like I didn't even know this was a fucking thing. Wait until like before Trump's inaugurated, be like, a lot of women are in 4B now in America, but no, it's like
she needed content now.
She needs the content now, exactly, dude.
She needed to pay rent.
She needed to get people to buy the merch. She needed people people to buy the merch, guys.
The national kind of strike, you know, besides wearing the pussy hats. Like, what do we do beyond that, right? I'm not saying I have answers. I'm just saying if we want something like that to keep going as opposed to we're online.
I really want to see where she goes with this, other than, like, the Women's March in 4B, if she has an idea. I'd love to hear it. Like, the thing is, the Women's March was stupid, but it was a thing. The 4B thing in America isn't a thing. The 4B in Korea is a thing. So I don't quite get what she's arguing, but I want to see where she goes.
Yeah, I really don't either.
If the ladies are like, we want to do a lady strike and you don't get none of this.
Hey man, if you don't vote Kamala Harris, no more pussy. No more pussy if you don't vote Kamala Harris. You gotta vote Kamala Harris in 2028.
Listen, post-nut clarity is a thing. And if you are going to the polls and you haven't had any and you are in a relationship with a woman and she not giving you none, or you're not dating or anything and all that stuff, I don't know if it might push you further to the extremist rightist. Maybe it'll push the gender gap further, or maybe it'll get some of y'all to listen, to care about
I know sexuality influence political opinions. That's hilarious.
This is so stupid. She's talking about post-nut political clarity.
She's acting like men are going to like change a political opinion over some damn pussy over 4 years of no pussy. Like, that'll make you more productive if anything.
It's like, oh, you voted for Donald Trump? No more pussy. No more pussy.
Oh, it's like,
no
oh, you voted
pussy.
for Kamala? No more dick. No more
no
dick.
more dick.
I can only imagine how many men are going, thank God.
The more I see her talk, the more I think Darwin was low-key right.
This is like
about
Darwinism at its
selection.
finest. It's like the 4B movement is handpicking chronically online women to join the forces.
I like the strong-spirited women, not women like this. I like those women that's like,
You don't like
reliable,
the strong,
someone you can deal with.
independent, proud, single women like this lady?
Ugh, hell no.
You're putting down an independent, strong woman who was a minority. How do you feel about this?
I'm a minority too. The fuck you mean?
No, but you're putting her down. You're punching down, Loc. You're one step above her. You're punching down.
What do you mean I'm punching down? She's punching down punching down on men and punching down on women that could potentially have a nice life. You never know.
I'm joking. I'm fucking.
I know. I feel like her relationships are based on opinions. Like, I feel like you have the wrong opinion. You're technically unattracted to her now.
Do you think that like a date with her is like an assessment?
No, it's like a survey. It's like a
Exactly.
survey on your political opinions. It's like a YouGov poll. It's like, what are your thoughts on Israel-Palestine?
If there's a way, if y'all could have done this before the election, that would have been, I think that would have been real. I'm kidding.
I don't think.
I don't know if it would have changed outcomes.
Well, now you say that. You were acting like weren't kidding before. You're just like saying shit, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm just kidding. Oops, I'm just kidding. That doesn't sound real. This is what she did before. She brought up the 4B shit, and she was acting like it was a real thing here. Like, the girlies are mad, guys. And then she talked about, I'm concerned. And then she's talking about, oh, well, if you guys did this before the election, I think it would have been done a lot better. And now she's saying, like, oh, well, I don't think that would have actually happened. She's like flip-flopping. Okay, that's why I edit this shit for clips.
You're gonna include that burp in the video, right?
Yeah.
I've learned to be cautious, not even cautiously optimistic, just cautious about online protest movement things that start. Not saying that it's all for nothing, but I think we're in a time.
It's all for nothing.
That's the most ironic shit she's said so far in this video. She's being cautious, but she really couldn't wait a fucking month.
Yeah, exactly.
No, she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait for January. She had to go do it now.
She's
It's like
so
8 days
content
after.
brained. She's like, I'm gonna talk about this now, but guys, I'm really cautious if this is gonna be a real thing. Like,
Yeah, cautious my
You
ass.
should have waited to see how it goes.
like
Yeah,
I would
like-
understand if she was like talking about it in a non-serious way, and she was like,
Here's
oh,
what I thought this video was originally. I thought this video originally was a caution to other people trying to participate in the 4B movement, where she was like, guys, let's try to make sure this ain't gonna end up like all the other ones that failed. But now it's kind of devolving into more like...
Yeah, she's kind of flip-flopping between it
whatever
because she
the
knows
fuck
she's not.
this is.
She knows this isn't that serious. I thought.
If this just were a cautionary video to the other people protesting to make sure that this protest is successful, all right, fine. I get
and that's
it.
some
But,
of
like,
what she's saying, but it's like she's kind of.
some of what she's saying, but then it keeps derailing.
Yeah. Well, I thought this video was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be a blind call to action for this movement in like here. I thought it like that's how the video presented itself to me, and I kind of fell for it because I'm reacting to it. But yeah, this video is still kind of stupid, even if like she's not wholeheartedly behind whatever the fuck. But you know.
Yeah, she doesn't even believe half what she's saying right now.
She's like,
I'm
guys,
convinced that
it's a
she
big
just
thing.
said, you know what, fuck it, let me get some easy views because politics is fucking popping off right now
Yeah.
this month because everyone already voted. I
gotta
be
give my
completely wrong.
breadtube take after the election, guys.
We're in a time where the internet is just a bit too algorithm centered and ad driven that like it's hard to expect the same sort of effects that we saw in the earlier days of social media with protest and organizing. I think it's maybe not fair to assume that we can use the internet the same way that we were even.
Then why are you making this video if you're like so cautious about it? Like,
If the algorithms are working against you, then why are you posting videos for the
like, dude,
algorithm?
no, literally, I clicked on this video. I was like, oh my god, I have to watch this for content. If you're worried about, oh, the internet's so algorithmic driven, oh, this can't be a real movement, why the fuck are you making this video then? You have fucking 600,000 subscribers and you're like, oh, I don't think this is gonna be a real thing. It's in her best interest to make a video about this and like treat it like it's semi-serious.